up, you beautiful lot. My name's Jason. This is my 80's podcast. You put the boom, boom into my heart. Revisit and react. This is a part of my podcast that I've just started to do, revisiting some old 80s stuff and some great material. So I've been asked to do this. So this is an interview that Kenneth Williams did with Barbara Windsor in 1986. I think he took over Terry Wogan's slot for a week. And this is, I've not seen this in, it's got to be 40 odd years. I remember watching it once, but I vaguely remember it. So this is Kenneth Williams and Barbara Windsor, and this is my I love Kenneth. Absolutely. Kenneth Williams is just an icon, and Barbara Windsor, what more do you say about Barbara Windsor? She was absolutely astounding. I loved them both. So this is him, Kenneth, good old Kenneth, interviewing Barbara Windsor for the Terry Wogan show. Take a listen to this. This should be good.
Very careful with the step because I caught my foot on that last time.
Did you, darling? Oh, yeah, I saw it, yeah.
Oh, you know, I thought when I heard you came back from your honeymoon, I thought, I was straight away reminded of the time I went on your other honeymoon, and everyone was saying, what did you take Kenneth Williams for on your honeymoon? And you came into my room in the hotel, and you said, it's terrible, it's rain falling down, the beds aren't even 6 foot, my husband can't even stretch out, and he got a terrible headache, you got any paracetamol, and this is a rotten hotel.
Ken, please. Can I get a word in?
Yes, I'm sorry.
It does go on, doesn't it? God help us. But it's true. You did come on my first annual, didn't you?
Yes.
And I've just come back from another one.
I bet you had a marvellous one this time because you had the weather.
Yeah, 25 years in between, though.
Yes, but you did have... I mean, ours was terrible because the rain...
It was awful, wasn't it?
Like
this time you really did have it.
Yeah, it was terrific. I must tell you, he never spoke to me on that last one, did you? You went into the room for 3 days and you came out with dirty underwear.
Well, that was all perfect.
So I think I'll talk to you. This was one, if I went to Jamaica, it was lovely beaches and ever so smashing. I'm ever so happy. In fact, I'm a bit emotional.
And she was still with
Well, we've been friends for ages. Do you remember when we did first meet?
Yeah, on the Carry On film.
Remember anything about that meeting, do you?
Well, I do actually, because like everybody else who comes on to Carry On, I was very nervous. Classic. And you already were a gang, weren't you?
Yes, we all knew each other.
Sid and all of you, and I was terribly nervous. And I remember Cribbins I knew, and he said, you watch Kenny Williams, he'll get you at it. He does with the ladies. And I thought he meant, get. And I thought, funny. Anyway, all morning you were sending me up gutless. And then I thought, I'll have to get at him. And I did, I said something to him. But I can't tell you, I've tried to kind of clean it up.
No, it's impossible, I know.
It's impossible, so it'll have to be a secret. You'll have to write about it in one of your books.
Well, you missed the halcyon days, do you? Carry On. You missed
Come on, you can't tell me.
I miss that friendliness, darling. I miss the coziness of it all. That meeting strangers. It was marvellous, ladies and gentlemen. It was just like going back to school, wasn't it, darling?
Yeah.
We all couldn't wait to see each other.
That's right.
And we worked for 6 weeks, and then we went off, but we did have a laugh, didn't we?
I always remember the scene where you were in the shower. It was your first scene in the film, and we always have to play the whole film, don't we, as we play on the first day. And you said, I don't want to be thought of the Cockney Sparrow anymore. I want to play it rather grand. And the scene was in the shower where you had to be suddenly aware that through a knot in the wood there was an eye looking at you with nothing on. Yeah. It was Sid James's eye.
Who else?
But when it came to the shot, and they were actually shooting, the cameras were running, and you turned and saw the eye for the first time, because in rehearsal you hadn't seen it. Right. But on the shot you saw the eye, and you had to squirt the toothpaste into the eye.
Get out, you dirty filthy
That's right. And instead of, get away, snooper, you said, get out, you dirty snooper.
I know. And he said, lovely, take. I said, no, I don't want to play it like a Cockney.
That's right, it was too late. You said, blimey, I wanted to play
good old bug.
It was terribly sad.
I must tell you, we used to get on the set about 5:30 to 6 o'clock.
I love
and
them.
The way you started off when I first came on, all that chat you got, you used to be like that 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I think, when you get into a rhythm like that, you always do.
The rhythm. He's very good with the rhythm.
Do you remember this scene? It's one from Carry On Camping. It was where we were all supposed to be standing in the sunshine and enjoying everything.
Now really, let's see those chests come out. And lean.
and Flynn.
And Lee and him.
That is iconic. That is one of the most iconic bits in the Carry On film. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It was terribly funny because that was shot and it was winter.
Oh,
and everyone was pretending it was summer.
Yes.
And the leaves are all falling off the trees and he glued them back on and sprayed them green.
That's right. And it was all mud. And
that's right. You were knee deep.
Right, and I kept saying, my feet are sinking in the mud. They said, Barbara, we were looking at your feet, we wouldn't be employing you.
That's
and all that was going on. And to get that bra off, do you remember? It's very hard, the ladies will know that. You can't do that and the bra come off like that. Anyway, got this old boy, do you remember? Anyway, they got this old boy with a fishing rod and a hook and stuck it there, you see. And of course, I was like, okay, la 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 la, okay, pull the rod. And every time he did that, I used to fall flat in the mud, didn't I?
Oh, I love
and Jerry, the director, said, get her up, go on, dust her down.
Dust her down, try again, yeah.
That was how it went. And it went for about 20 takes. Anyway, we finally got it, which was terrific, that. And then they left us all alone. Do you remember? They said, it's a wrap.
That's right, they left us.
Oh.
And you went on. You went right off. Because you said, look at me, my boobs are all covered in goose pimples.
Kenneth just has to open his mouth and talk, and he just
and the producer comes and gets out of his Rolls Royce with his cashmere coat and his Wellington and says, oh, carry on, girls. And then goes off for his champagne. He's got his arse in the marmalade. What she didn't know was
wicked.
She said all this to me, unaware of the fact that underneath my... Do you remember that jacket had a microphone, a throat mic, underneath the clothes? And so she wasn't aware, but the whole thing was rehearsed, recorded. Yes. And the next day, when he came to the rashes, it was all played back.
Yes. And I tell you that, ladies and gentlemen, we all know Kenny, don't we? And you knew that right
now,
didn't you?
Darling,
No.
I would never have done it. I'd never have got you in.
Do you know what? Absolutely. What more do you say about Kenneth Williams and Barbara Windsor? Especially in the 80s. I mean, I know that the carry-ons have been going on for years and years and years. But this interview is just, especially both of them, because I love Kenneth Williams and Barbara Windsor. And Kenneth Williams, just like I said before, he literally only has to open his voice, open his mouth, and that just has. I mean, if you need to check out, because I might do one, check out the. I think you can get it. He did a chocolate eclair advert where he's like, they zoom in and he's laying in a coffin and he comes out and and the only words he says, oh, and that was it. Soon I remember watching that, crying, laughing that much. And my mum used to look at me as if to say, "Is something not right with you?" But I used to find him absolutely hysterical. The man was an absolute comic genius. And Barbara Windsor, what more do we say about old Babs? She was just amazing, right up to the last moment. I mean, she is just they're both gone. Barbara Windsor recently, and it's just such a sad time that was for comedy for. Barbara Windsor, Kenneth Williams. I know Kenneth Williams went a long time ago, but you just do not get these kind of comic actors, or you just don't get them anymore. And not like these are iconic. You can't ever replace them, but I just thank God that I was around to enjoy these in the 80s. Just classic. I love all this stuff. Thanks ever so much for sending me to watch this. Love it. Have a good day, you beautiful lot.